December 19, Derrick Lewis vs. Chris Daukaus and the surprises before the UFC 2021. Capable of knocking Chris Daukaus down just in one stroke, Derrick Lewis declared in a recent interview. The highlight of the UFC Fight Night 2021 event is the fight between two heavyweights Derrick Lewis and Chris Daukaus. This is the most anticipated match to close 2021 because both boxers are formidable opponents with speed and skill. Confronted at UFC Fight Night 185, Black Beast Derrick Lewis is underrated than many famous heavyweights Curtis Blaydes. The reason for this judgment is because Curtis Blaydes has more knockouts in heavyweight and has won many times quickly. The three-ranked Lewis is looking to get back in the win column after being defeated by Gane during the crucial UFC 265 title fight. Despite this loss, he previously held a 4-fight win streak where he took down Curtis Blaydes, Aleksei Oleinik, Ilir Latfi, and Blagoy Ivanov. However, in Fight Night 185, Curtis Blaydes had to lose to puncher Derrick Lewis. The sudden and painful defeat made Derrick Lewis more famous. Fans are eagerly anticipating the UFC Fight Night that takes place on December 19 when Derrick Lewis meets Chris Daukaus. So, is Derrick Lewis lucky to beat Curtis Blaydes at UFC Fight Night 185? Will luck smile on him again at UFC Fight Night this December 19? Or are these the matches that started the peak career of boxer Derrick Lewis? Can Lewis move to the top and get another shot at the title belt? Let's take a look through our video to find the information about this boxer.
Derrick Lewis from imperfect childhood to the road to fame. Derrick James Lewis was born on February 7, 1985, into a family of 7 siblings of a single mother in Orleans, Louisiana, USA. He grew up with domestic violence and street fights. After moving to a northwest Houston, Texas suburb, he became less temperate and joined into the boxing field. Lewis began his journey in MMA in late 2009, when he made his debut as an amateur against J. Ross at Alsama on October 16, 2009. He lost the fight via TKO, doctor stoppage. He then faced Tim Buchanan at the United States American Combat Association event on January 30, 2010. He won by TKO.
Derrick Lewis, the heavy monster. Lewis has been characterized as a classic heavyweight owing to his knockout power and physique. Former welterweight title contender and analyst Dan Hardy described him as a wrecking ball, adding every time we've spoken about Derrick Lewis before, regardless of whether he's fighting Daniel Cormier, or whether he's fighting Volkov, or whether he's fighting Cyril Gane, the same thing is always present. If he lands that right hand, it's game over. Lewis prefers stand-up fighting, which he refers to as swinging and banging, and has been noted by fans for his surprising ability to seemingly shrug off the grappling/wrestling offense of his opponents while in the bottom position, and simply stand up. However, analysts have noted that when facing fighters with a background in folk-style wrestling, such as Daniel Cormier, Lewis finds it more difficult to escape the bottom position. Nonetheless, Lewis appeared to simply stand up when threatened with a crucifix position by Roy Nelson, a fighter with a wrestling pedigree. They have attempted to explain this phenomenon but no one has answered.
Chris Daukaus, the master of speed and agility, Derrick Lewis's competitor. Christopher Paul Daukaus is an American mixed martial artist and police officer. He competes in the heavyweight division of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. As of September 27, 2021, he is number 7 in the UFC heavyweight rankings. Daukaus was raised in Northeast Philly in the Tacony, Philadelphia neighborhood. In 2007, Chris graduated from the North Catholic High School and became a resident of Parkwood, Philadelphia. After graduating, he attended Pennsylvania State University, but would end up dropping out. He started training in mixed martial arts a year prior to enrolling into the police academy in order to fill the void of sports and competition after high school, and to follow in the footsteps of his father, who was also a police officer. A professional since October 2013 and representing Martinez BJJ, Chris Daukaus compiled an 8-3 record in 11 career bouts as a professional, winning by 6 knockouts and 1 decision. Daukaus has competed with CES MMA, Cage Fury Fighting Championships, and Ring of Combat. He has finished 6 of his 7 professional victories. At the UFC 252 event in August 2021, Chris Daukaus made his grand and memorable debut in UFC history when he won by knockout against opponent Parker Porter. After that, Chris Daukaus continued to use his advantage of speed and strength to continuously perform rain blows that made Parker Porter unable to stand when the first half of the match was about to end. Chris Daukaus caught the attention of fans when he launched a series of precise and powerful punches when the match was only a few minutes old. Chris Daukaus' 4 consecutive punches caused Parker Porter to stumble and fall to the ring. This win brings Chris Daukaus' career total to 9. It's worth noting, however, that shortly after his impressive win over his opponent, Chris Daukaus immediately went home to Philadelphia and returned to his usual job as a police officer.
The fight of two monsters. The Daukaus vs. Lewis fight was announced this past week by the UFC. The two heavyweights will go at it for 5 rounds or less in the main event of the UFC Fight Night card set for December 18. For Daukaus, it's a well-deserved opportunity to fight a top 5 ranked opponent after knocking out all 4 of his UFC foes so far. As for Lewis, following a one-sided loss to Gane in his last fight, he needs to defend his No. 3 ranking now. UFC heavyweight contender Chris Daukaus isn't lacking confidence heading into his first main event against Derrick Lewis on December 18. Daukaus is one of the hottest heavyweights in the UFC, with 5 straight wins including most recently a TKO victory over Shamil Abdurakhimov at UFC 266. This is a massive opportunity for Daukaus to earn a big name on his resume and possibly etch his name into the title picture. However, Lewis was also a formidable opponent for Daukaus. "I just feel like I'm going to be quicker than Derrick," Daukaus said. "Just avoid that big right hand of his, make him work, and not let him dictate the pace. I don't see this fight going any other way other than me getting my hand raised. I think I'm better everywhere." The year will end with a banger of a UFC fight as Derrick Lewis and Chris Daukaus face off in a heavyweight contender match. Lewis looks to bounce back after missing his chance at the belt as he lost to Gane, now interim heavyweight champion. Opposing Lewis is rising star Daukaus, who enters this match on a 4-fight win streak. Who will it be? What is your opinion? Please share with us by comment below.